Shalom. First and foremost, call Allah and Wakabah, La Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rabachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who taught us the truth, who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Now, I'm not going to make this long, but let's just say when all else fails, blame the nigga. And you're going to, pretty much see, this is Esau style. This is what he's known to do. And this is from this Republican Congressman, Ronnie Jackson, and he's blaming the Texas shooting on rap music and video games and the internet, which, if you pay attention to all the different reports, the narrative is that this so-called mass shooter was posting what he was going to do on the internet all over social media. So now that gives them the reason to further censorship and regulation on the internet. So they're gonna use these different psyops to bring forward more measures, more tyrannical measures. All right. They implement unrighteous decrees and take away more and more of your rights. All right. So the censorship, all right, them enforcing different restrictions and what you can say and what you can't say online. They're using these psyops just to enforce that. All right. So, just be alert, because I've been constantly seeing with all these different news feeds. They kept on saying, moments before he did the shooting, he warned about it on social media. So you already know when these type of events take place, you better know that the media machine is going to be in full effect and all type of narratives and propaganda is going to be pushed. All right. And that's what he's known to do. But anyway, listen to this devil real quick.
Inside their Texas school. GOP Texas Congressman Ronnie Jackson joins us now. Congressman, thank you so much for joining the program. You represent the state of Texas, although not this district. What are your thoughts on the initially of comfort to the residents of Uvalde?
Well, I don't know, Lawrence, what I can say that hasn't already been said 1,000 times since this happened. Our prayers and our thoughts are with the families there. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable evil. And I don't know how someone could actually do something like this. I think, there's going to be all kinds of discussions coming up, unfortunately, in the media regarding Second Amendment and regarding the other issues around guns in this country. But I think we really need to ask the question, how could something like this happen? How could somebody do something so evil? I mean, what kind of person, what kind of animal can do this? And I think, I agree.
Well, if this was a real actual hit, if it wasn't a S-hook, style psyop, then the answer to that is right here in the scriptures. All right, let's get real quick. Let's go to Isaiah 45 and verse 7. And it says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. And let's also get the one in Lamentations. Actually, not Lamentations, Amos. Showing you that the Lord, he deals with both sides, man. The duality of the Heavenly Father. He makes peace and he also creates evil. And that demon that carried out that shooting, all right, he did evil. But you better believe that it was sanctioned by the Most High, all right? Because the Most High, he kills and he makes alive. He wounds and he heals. All right, and those children, despite the fact that they were children, the scriptures say, whoever perished being innocent or where were the righteous cut off. All right, no matter what happens, if you're guilty of sin, whether in that life or in your previous life, which, the world would understand why the Lord, does these things, to, children. When children get judged, people don't understand the concept of reincarnation, that, when you come back, you could pay for the sins of what you did in your previous generations that you were here. All right. So when a child dies or get killed, you don't know what that children is suffering for or why the Lord judged that child. But the spirit that was in that child is not new. All right. So this is Amos 3:6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and people not be afraid? Should there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it? So that's your answer, man. Why would he do such a thing? Well, hey, ultimately the Lord put the spirit on that individual to do what he did. It's known as a spirit of vengeance. All right. Let's get that real quick. See, the world does not understand the Heavenly Father and how he works, man. But we understand. And ultimately, we understand judgment. And the sword is a major part of judgment. Let's go to Sirach 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, teeth of wild beasts, wild animals, and scorpions, serpents, snakes, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. All right. And you might, look at those children, which you never met any of those children. You don't know those children. All you know is what the media is portraying. And you automatically going to react according to your emotion. But to show you the hypocrisy of this place with the selective outrage or the selective rage, these people will mourn for these children and be outraged that this happened, but they'll turn around and throw a fit and get angry and go out there in the streets and protest because the state won't allow you to actually murder newborn children. Tell me how that makes sense. That's how you know we in the land of confusion, Babylon. All right, totally bugged out, man. The Lord got that perverse spirit mingled in the midst of Egypt. You're outraged and you're angry and upset and sad that these children got killed off in this so-called shooting. But you also get outraged and angry that the state won't allow you to actually murder your unborn child or even just after the child is born. Make that make sense. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But, nevertheless, what was carried out was basically judgment, man. And that was the spirit of vengeance on that demon. All right. So let's go back to that video. Let's finish listening to him because you're about to hear him blame Jake. All right. Which shows you the inner hatred that these average Edomites have, man. All right. This is in good old Texas. You already know them, them rednecks down there. But let's continue.
I grew up in a small town in West Texas, not too much smaller than Uvalde, and I could never imagine something like this happening when I grew up. But when I grew up, things were different. There was a focus on family and community and church, and I think that we knew each other. And I'm not saying that the people in Uvalde don't know each other, but I think that's been robbed from us. Our culture has changed over the last 30 or 40 years, and there's been an attack on those things in particular. And I just think that kids are exposed to all kinds of horrible stuff nowadays too. I look back and I think about the horrible stuff that they hear when they listen to rap music, the video games that they watch from a really.
Hold on, let me run that back.
I think about the horrible stuff that they hear when they listen to rap music, the video games that they watch from a really early age with all of this horrible.
So you just heard them say, listen to the things that they're exposed to. You listen to the horrible things that they hear in rap music. And the video games that they're playing. Well, the actual shooter that allegedly did their shooting, he was one of those alphabet kids. All right, he belonged to that mafia. You're not gonna say anything about them. Yeah, he didn't look like he listened to rap music and played video games. He looked like he stood in front of that mirror, putting on mascara and putting on female clothing. All right, that's the lifestyle he lived. All right, what's being put into their heads. But you're gonna blame the first thing that he place blame upon is rap music. So that shows you right there, that when all else fails, blame the nigga. We ain't. I mean, I'm sure he didn't listen to rap music to get inspired to go and kill up a elementary school of children. All right, you don't hear that in rap music. Jake don't rap about shit like that. Most of the poison that Jake do rap about, it has an effect on their own. It's self-inflicted. When Jake rap about violence, it's about violence against each other. They don't rap about going to do things to other nations of people in their communities, man. Get the hell out of here. But he has to place the blame. They gotta see all type of narratives can be pushed from these type of psyops. That's the reason why these things happen. All right, to get people, pointing the finger and all type of stuff. So that right there, this guy's an asshole. All right, and the scriptures tell you, and this is why I had it actually up. It was one of the precepts that I thought about. This is right here in Psalms 50, verse 19 and 20. It says, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit." Now, what would rap music have to do with a straight up transformer? All right, going to kill up a elementary school of kids and a couple teachers. We know Jake don't rap about that. That's coming from the inner hatred of this devil. All right. And it says the next verse, it says, "Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother," who is Esau's brother, Jacob. But we know that hatred runs deep ever since the supplanting of that birthright. He said, "The days of mourning my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob." All right, and that hatred never stops, man. Rap music, really? We don't rap. Jake don't rap about shooting up schools. That's not Jake's thing. Jake will rap about going to, shoot up his own block, his own community, which, that's, wicked in itself. But where you think Jake learned all his violence from? The scriptures say in Proverbs 12 and 26, "The way of the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduce of him." You see, we learn all this gang shit and using the use of guns from the oppressor. You taught Jake that. All right. Jake developed an infatuation with that gang culture, learning from you Edomites. All those mobs and mafias and gangs that you ran in. And Jake, it wasn't until at least the 50s, 60s, and early 70s when Jake started forming gangs to protect themselves from so-called white mobs and white supremacy, And then, of course, Esau infiltrated that and turned it into what it is now. So Jake, took on that culture and it left a negative effect upon us. But it's all within Jake's circle. Jake is close proximity within each other. So when they, when Jake beef, when they go on violent tirades, it's on they self. All right. Esau is known for going and shooting up, post offices, schools, concerts, which Jake, they do that too. But that's, you go to a rap concert, Jake, they at each other's throats. But they ain't finna go to no school and go into a classroom and air out a bunch of little children, man. Stop it. So this is nothing but slander coming from the devil. It says, "Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son." All right. And that's that hatred, man. Trying to hide that hatred with lying lips. Was that Proverbs 10? Yeah, Proverbs 10. Let me see. Yeah, Proverbs 10 and 18, it says, he that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. And this guy's a straight fool. All right, Ronnie Jackson. This guy's an idiot. Rap music, you reaching. Okay? You reaching, man. So let's go from there and let's get another one. Because all it is just his hatred coming out, The Proverbs 26, 28. Yeah, there's Proverbs 26 and 28. It says, a lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. Yeah, man, you quick to slander and lie against another person or a group of people. Is because of your bias. It's hatred, and you can't help yourself. But now people can run with that narrative. Should we ban rap music? Which rap music, it's of the world. The garbage that these record execs, this is what they stand behind, and they market and they push it. So if you're gonna blame anything, if you're gonna blame it on rap music, why don't you blame the small hats that run the music industry, the ones who select, what type of artists is gonna push out certain kind of music. They know what they were doing when they got rid of consciousness in the rap music and put the young thugs and the little babies and the babies in your face. All right, Young Gunna and all these niggas, rapping about killing each other. It's all degeneracy. Jake then became a degenerate plant of a strange vine to the Lord, very degenerated. And you see the progression of music over the course of time. That shit really it really didn't progress. It declined. It tells you that in Ecclesiastes that the daughters of music will be brought low. So the quality of music we have now is trash, and it's very self-destructive. All right. But going back to the scripture, a lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it. So that's just, Esau's inner hatred. And he's in accuser mode. All right, next, before you know it, all these mass shootings, Jake is going to be the face. This new monkeypox scare, Jake is somehow going to be the blame of that too. Just like they was blaming Jake on the spread of the Microsoft 1.9. Jake not getting the potion, and they're the ones that can cause the spread. So the narrative was, we got to start with the so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. So you always the target. So he's in accuser mode, but eventually his ass is gonna wallow in the dirt, and the Lord's gonna bring his ass down. All right, Revelation 12 and verse 10, it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. And that's the elect. You're going to have martyrs that's going to die for this truth. All right, and when we testifying against you, you Edomites, man, with all your heinous crimes, your violence, because of thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. All right. So anyway, I'm going to end it right there. I just had to do a quick response to it. I was like, when I heard it, I was like, ain't that a bitch? But this is him, this is Esau style. All right. So hey, at the that elementary school shooting, hey, blame rap music. All right, blame the niggas for why a transformer went in and killed 19 children. All right, and 2 teachers. Can't make this up. But anyway, I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai. And until the next lesson, Shalom.